Hello, manifestors. Let's talk about states today. As a matter of fact, this is the week of talking about states. If you haven't read my blog article yesterday, please give it a read. I am putting the link down below in the description box. It's about understanding states of consciousness. And this video is about the same topic because we never talk enough about states. If you are new here, please guys, give me a favor, subscribe to my channel so my videos would be seen by more people. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video and click on the bell so you'll be notified about my next videos. My name is Sylviane. I am a manifesting coach. I also have a blog where I write about the law of assumption. I have a podcast every Tuesday. I have a free Facebook group, Manifesting Group, according to the law of assumption and the teaching of Neville Goddard. And I have a paid membership Facebook group as well. And all the links are down below in the description box. So states or states of consciousness, which is the same thing. What are they and how important they are for you to get your desire? But not only that, but to be who you want to be as a whole. And this is what we are going to talk about today. And let's start with a quote from Neville. All states exist and are a fixed part of creation. Anyone can enter a state consciously or fall into a state inadvertently. You may move into different states throughout your lifetime, or you may occupy a single state. Desire is what usually motivates us to move from one state to a higher level. Since a state is total and complete in itself, when we enter a state, we are compelled to behave in a manner dictated by that state. If you understand what Neville is telling you here, you'll understand everything you need to understand about states. First of all states already exist. All right? You do not have to create a state in order to get your desire matching that state. They already exist. Every single state that you can think of already exists, good, bad, or neutral. So when you want to manifest something, whatever it is, you enter that state. Entering a state, what does it mean? It means to consciously be aware of that state. That's really all it means. To become conscious, to become consciously aware of that state. So, for example, if you are poor or broke or hardly able to make ends meet right now, it's because you are conscious of the state of being poor. You are conscious of the lack of money. This is the state that you are embodying right now. But this is not you. You are way bigger than this. If being poor or being broke was you, meaning if it was really who you are, you'd never be able to ever become rich. And we know that there are many people that came from rags to riches. Right? Some people were living in the street, living in their cars. I know some people like that. I've heard of some people like that now live in mansions. Why? Because they were simply in a state of consciousness of being aware of being poor. That's what made them poor. But since being poor wasn't them, because they are God within, they are more than that poor person, way more than that, they could embody the state of being wealthy, and then wealth would have no choice but be part of their reality. So somehow those people, consciously or unconsciously, managed to go from the state of being poor to the state of being wealthy. Therefore, they went through several bridges of incidents that took them from living in the street or living in their car to living in a huge house or a mansion with a pool. Same person, different scenery. Same person, two different states of consciousness. From being where you are right now to where you want to be. You need to quit the state of consciousness that you are in right now and embody another state of consciousness that matches your desire. This works with money, with things that you want to manifest, with relationship, with specific people, with health, with anything that you want to manifest. You are never what you don't want to be. It's just a state. It's a state that you have unconsciously most of the time accepted as true. But you don't have to dwell in that state. I used to be in the state of being abandoned and betrayed. I'm no longer in that state. I used to be in the state of being broke and poor. I'm no longer in that state. I've always been in the state of being healthy and the master of my health. I am still in that state. So you see, when a state doesn't serve you, you can dispose of it. And when a state does serve you, you definitely want to keep it. Because, for example, if you are in the state of being in a relationship, of loving yourself, of feeling desired, loved, wanted, so you manifest that specific person. But if you fall back into the state of being left, being abandoned, being not wanted, well, that person is going to leave you again. Not because they have no clue what they want, what they don't want, there is no free will, but because you have embodied the state that has no choice but manifest in your physical world. This is how powerful a state is. A state moves things, events, and people. This is why Neville said the whole world is yourself pushed out. And that includes everything. Like I said, things, events, situations, and people. Everything that happens to any human being in a lifetime. Everything is moved according to your state. But the good news is that you do not ever, ever, ever have to stay in a state that doesn't serve you. So what could be some practical exercises to embody a state? The number one thing that you need to do is start observing your thoughts. Because your thoughts is a reflection of your self-concept. Your self-concept is pretty much the state that you are in. So when you start observing your thoughts and you start noticing, oh my God, this is the type of thoughts that are running in my head all day long. So it will show you in what type of state you walk around most of the day. That can happen only when you start observing your thoughts. If you are running on autopilot, like most people out there, you are not conscious of the states that you are in because you're not even conscious of the thoughts that you have. And when you are in a particular state, it will generate, as it were, thoughts that match that state. So if all day long you're thinking, I'm not wanted, I'm single, I'm poor, well, it is not hard to know in what state you are dwelling right now, right? So that will show you as a start in what state you are in. You are in the state of being poor. You are in the state of being single, which is the opposite of what you want if you want to be rich and in a relationship. So then, once you notice where your thoughts are, ask yourself the question, How would I feel right now if I was who I want to be? How would I see the world right now if I was who I want to be? How would I walk? How would I talk? How would I carry myself? How would other people see me? If you keep on asking yourself those questions, not just once or twice in a week, but every day, several times a day, every time you catch yourself thinking opposite thoughts than what you want, get into the habit of asking yourself this type of questions. And answer the question with an affirmation. Sure, you can do that, but also with a feeling. And this is practice. Practice makes perfect. So the first thing you need to understand is, don't just listen to what I'm saying here. Don't just go on YouTube to find answers, but do the thing that you hear in the videos. Because as long as you do not do the work, well, just listening or reading or watching is never going to make it for you. You need to do it. So what I just said now, you can listen to it a few times until you understand what I'm saying, but then you need to shut the video and do it. Another thing you can do, it's a very powerful exercise, which I am myself playing with a lot these days. It's an exercise that Neville taught. To close your eyes and empty your mind and imagine that you are an object. So, for example, you start imagining a glass of water on a table. So, imagine your dining room table or your kitchen table and a glass of water in the middle of it. And then you imagine that you are the glass of water. How would you feel? How would you see things around you if you were that glass of water? You can do this with everything. You can do this exercise with a tree. Imagine that you are a tree. What kind of viewpoint do you have on the world as a tree? You can do that with everything that you can imagine. Because imagination is God. The God force that exists is in your imagination. And God is everything. So if God is everything and God is in you, you can imagine that you are a glass of water, a tree, a car, a table, whatever. So guys, play with these two exercises that I'm not going to repeat again. Just listen to the video again another time or two. And then shut it off and do it already. You know, as long as you do not play with your imagination will never improve. Imagination is like any other thing. It improves with practice. We were born to learn imagination, as Neville said. And the key word is this, learn. Meaning that we don't have all the answers as we are born. We need to practice. We need to play with it. And by the way, yeah, the word play is important here. Don't make it a chore. Make it fun. Make it a play. All right? So listen to this video another time or two to really impress it in your mind, and then shut it off and go ahead and do it. Those two exercises that I'm mentioning here will help you to embody a state much easier. And that's what those exercises are for. So do them. All right, guys? I hope this video was helpful. And please, if you think it was, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, share it because a lot of people need to hear those things. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.